Citizens Banks joining with local organizations and volunteers to help individuals, families, and businesses with financial literacy. To tell us about the program are one of the entrepreneurs recently getting help, Rica, Elysee, and one of the volunteers who works for Citizens, Michael Zaldumbide. Thank you very much for being with us.
Thank you.
I want to start with Michael. Talk about the way this program is set up, because you get a number of volunteers, including the state treasurer. So what's happening?
So this is a great initiative that Citizens has started to promote. I am an ambassador for the financial literacy within the bank. We volunteer within many communities with this program. And it's really to be in touch with the community regarding anything that has to do with financial aspects, anything that has to do with banking, credit, identity theft, and many of these questions that are normally not known by the community out there, but we go out there and we make sure that we interpret and transmit the message to the people so that they are well aware of what are the possibilities that they have. And it's mostly an orientation that we provide. Citizens has lately, I think around over $500,000 has contributed within communities and nonprofit organizations to have the word out there. And this is something that actually communities are doing well, the organizations, because they are having people understand what the program is about so that they can attend. And then again, we have a bank that I work for contributing to it so that we can work closely with it and make sure people are understanding of the financial aspects. So,
Rica, tell us first of all about your company.
BeautyLynk is a two-sided platform that connects beauty professionals and customers for real-time appointments. So we're pretty much considered the Uber for beauty.
So I know the normal thing that we still think of is that if you need something for your hair or your nails, whatever, you had to go to a certain place. Yes. But what about you? Do you come to the customers sometimes?
Yeah, our beauty professionals come directly to the customer at their house, whether it be their house, a hospital, or an office. We're pretty much there to do the services.
Well, take me back a little bit further. How did you come up with this idea?
Oh my goodness, very personal for me. I think about my experiences with my sister and how she needed extra support in order to do something as small as putting in a ponytail, and it really pushed me to dive in further into the beauty space and hear more about the beauty professionals' experience, which really led to us putting this all together.
So it sounds as if you can get customers that the competition at these fixed locations wouldn't necessarily get, maybe.
Maybe, but not in all instances. I know that when a lot of people ask me, well, what about me? I'm in a wheelchair, will I be able to get services? And yes, essentially you would be able to get services because we would come to you versus you having to figure out how to get a ride to get to the salon, and then also figuring out how the salon will be able to provide you the services while you're in a chair.
Yeah. Michael, if you got a startup and somebody wants to, get some advice from Citizens. I mean, there are some things that are too specialized and too elaborate, but generally, what kind of things can you help them with?
So for example, we conduct this workshop, which is called Budgeting for a Better Life, and other workshops regarding credit. You need to understand what your finances are, how to save. And a lot of people, I get a lot of questions about whether they need to just conduct a real good budget for themselves or take advantage of certain offers or anything that's out there. But it could be as little as, why am I paying interest on a credit card that's at 16, 17%, and not knowing that there are other programs or other options that I can choose from or select from. And this is where it really comes down to someone like Rica, who started off, I don't know about the capital that you had at that point, but it started off knowing that she might need this capital to start the business. And this is where we come in place. If you don't have the capital, these are your options. If you don't have the capabilities, work on your credit. If your credit is not good, we're gonna help you make it good. And it could be as simple as, well, I can just go to a bank and ask the question. but do you know what are the questions that you need to ask? If they come to our seminars, they're going to know what kind of questions they can ask now, because now they can go back to a bank or a partner or anything else that they might have, and because ideas are great and ideas are out there, but you want to make sure that you solidify that idea into knowing what other steps you need to take. So I think from that part, us as being part of Citizens and volunteering for this, we help in that sense, explaining what people need to do to take the next step further.
This is BNN News. We're talking about the Citizens Bank Financial Literacy Program with Rica, Elysee, and Michael Zaldumbide. Rica, what about the things that this program helped you with?
Well, I have to say that it was really awesome to participate in a pitch competition this past year where we won $7,500 through Accelerate Boss. And it was tremendous for us at that time because we had gotten to a critical point where I needed to actually build a team. Right? So doing it by myself for a while was pretty tough, but we got to the point where we needed to build the team. The 7,500 allowed me to go make my first hire for the company, and then also has led us to do a little bit over $500,000 in top line revenue this year.
Well, what kind of a person did you hire in terms of what they do?
Oh, I hired an operations lead. I'd have to tell you that a lot of companies think that the number one thing that they need is like all this capital and that they're going to go hire all these people. And I found that for me, I came up with a great idea. I figured out how to make it work, but our processes needed to be put into place. And that would be the way for us to be able to scale and grow the company.
Right. Michael, I have to admit that for every philanthropy, there's always some self-interest here too. I mean, businesses, they come in, they ask questions, they engage you, you engage them, and maybe they come back later and say, we're expanding, how about a loan?
It happens all the time. But I think for the most part, you want to make sure that you go about the essence of what you need to do. Having a great program, a great plan in the business, and I'm sure you did that. It's always great. So she hired an operations manager, and you have that part of the plan, but then you say, I am having this type of revenue and I want to have the territorial sales because I can see that my business does well. So you want to make sure that you still think about what you're going to need as a backup plan. We call it contingency plan, right? It's a plan B, because what if this doesn't happen? You can always come up with your plan B, and your plan B could be a line of credit that can help you in case you run into an emergency of a cash flow.
Finally, we should mention, Michael, if people want to find out more information about this program, you've got something online they can check out?
Yeah, they can go into the hub, financial fundamentals, the hub part of thecitizensbank.com, and they'll find everything about the program. And
Rica, of course, you've got a presence on web too?
Yes, we do. If you are interested in getting services, please check out www.BeautyLynk.com. Link is spelled L-Y-N-K.
Thank you both very much, Rica Elysee and Michael Zaldumbide.
Thank you.
Up ahead, a report from Dorchester with Bill Forey.